Okay. Oh.
Hi, Mrs. Thompson. How can we help you today?
Highest priority of making sure IRGC is no longer around is who? Israel, not us. Why? Closer, Middle East region, all of that. So we rely on their intel to tell us on what's going on with Iran. And so that intel, when we get, could be good, bad, ugly, could be whatever they want it to be, right? So that's a very interesting dynamic. Now, the US will say we're allies, which is great. And Iran, I lived there for a long time. Living with Hezbollah is not a.
I lived in Iran, guy. I lived there in Iran, right? Shout out to Always Marco in the chat.
A lot of people are trying to say, "Oh my
I
God,
lived there in
Hezbollah is not
Iran for
that
11
bad."
years. Oh, I
Hamas,
didn't know that. I didn't know that,
Houthis,
Patrick. It's
these
not like
guys,
you ever
they're
mentioned it
not as
before.
bad as people think it is. They're just, they're reacting. They're like our military. They're like our Navy SEAL. They're like our this, and it's fine.
Or this.
That's the argument that they're making. But IRGC is willing to kill their own people, and they've done that many times. It's nothing new.
That's true. But they had like a secret service when the Shah, when the Shah was around, they had a secret service called the Savak, and they used to do the same thing. I'd love to see somebody ask him about that. It's like kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
When we lived there was the same thing as well. So in this situation, I don't know if I would put, of course, we are the leader of the free world. U.S. has always led everybody. When people say what country they want to go live in, they talk about America.
Look at his nostrils, bro. Look at it. Look at the fucking angle on his nostrils. Look at that shit. It looks like a ship anchor. Hold on. Savak is just an army of Vinnies. I appreciate you, Marco. Thank you so much. Inshallah. Hold on. Ship anchor. Yeah, that reminds me of Patrick Bet David's nose. They could just take his nose and drop it off a cruise ship. Hold on. His nose really looks like the Saints logo, though. That's really what his nose looks like. That's his nose. That's his fucking nose. Patrick Bet David. Are we getting Persian tiramisu back? So when you, there was no Cassie D'Angelo, okay, but we had the tiramisu, right? Okay. Patrick Bet David nose here. He had a nose job? Oh, okay, he didn't. That's fake news. I lived in Iran for 11 years, okay? I lived in Iran for 11 years. Virtually identical. I mean, it's virtually identical. I lived in Iran for 11 years, okay? Muslim PVD be like, Inshallah. Okay, so maybe the Islam, right? It's not that bad because they got Shah, okay? They got Shah, okay? Make your move, okay? You don't have as much time as you think you have, right? His nostrils actually weren't even that bad here. But I think they got worse. Like if you look here, right? Like look at them. It's like if you like you see way more of his open nostril. And here it looks just like a fucking cashier at a gas station. I'm 22 years old in this video, broke as hell, guy. Full of piss and vinegar. What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that mean? Piss and vinegar?
This year is over. Mark my words, by the time this year is over, next year this time, we'll get at least 6-figure or more. And anybody that comes on my team will get close to 6-figure or more. Most definitely, just because of teamwork. So we have a ridiculous team going. Mark my words, by the time this year is over, next year this time, we'll get at least 6-figure or more. And anybody that
I'm working at Dean Witter, guy. Is that what he's talking about? He's talking about Dean Witter.
comes on my team will get close to 6-figure or more.
We'll get close to
Most
6
definitely.
figures, guy. All right. Anyway, okay. This is my favorite. Last one. This is my favorite fucking picture of him. Like when I don't know why it's doing this shit, but like how his nose, it looks like it's like gonna fall into his lips. So I'm working at Miosh Sports, guy. I'm listening to Tupac, right? No earrings or no earrings. I've been a dreamer since day one, guy. Priorities may have changed, but the dreams got bigger, right? Anytime times get hard, you join Goliath Ventures, okay? Brought to you by Goliath Ventures. Use your dreams as a fuel to get recharged, right? Life is boring, okay? If you're not in pursuit of your dreams, right? Honestly, it's not even that bad of advice. I just don't want to hear it from you. I just don't want to fucking hear it from you. Because like when I watch Marco's videos and I see how this guy made his money, these quotes aren't so inspiring. Also, he had a thicker head of hair earlier. He's starting to lose his hair, I think. Like it's thinning. You see that? His hair is thinning. It's not as thick. It's not as thick as it used to be. You know?
The greatest country, the greatest system. We have the longest line of people knocking on the door to want to come here, and that's not changed. No one wakes up in the morning saying, let me go live the Iranian dream. Nobody wakes up in the morning saying, let me go live the Middle Eastern dream. Maybe UAE, they've done a good job. Maybe Qatar, maybe Saudi, maybe they've been able to attract Ronaldo and soccer, and they're kind of wanting to be a little bit more.
They attracted the soccer, okay? They're bringing in the soccer, okay? They grew legs, right? And then they put the ball, okay? And when the Shah was in Iran, we had a lot of soccer, right? But now they get the soccer, they're gonna upskill their business, right, to the baseball, okay? And did I mention I own the Yankees, right? 10%, right? Look at this shit he's doing. Shah of Iran. Hold up. Look at this shit. Look at this. So I see a bear, okay? I'm in the woods, right? And I scared a bear, okay? Add Streamlabs link in description and pin a comment with the link. Add Streamlabs. Dude, I don't even know my fucking Streamlabs thing. Add Streamlabs link in description and pin a comment with the link. Can I do that from Studio or OBS?
Western, not fully, but they want to make it safe for you and I to go there and enjoy a soccer game or some kind of an event. But this is a very complicated scenario that we have today. So now that Trump was trying to do the deal with them, I don't know if you saw the bombing yesterday, the missiles yesterday, couple hundred missiles. It's pretty nasty. The president just tweeted right now saying they are planning on taking over Karg Island. And if they take over Cargill and control Iran's oil, and then they're telling us that Iran is reaching us saying, let's do a deal. Please stop bombing. He says, I'm not doing the deal. I'm not going to stop bombing until you sign the deal. It's a very nasty situation. So in that analogy, we're still the eagle. You know, we are the ones that's up there. And they're
We are the ones that's
behind
up there.
closed doors, trying to get a little bit of our attention. But there's another proxy that's involved, and that's Israel, because they want Iran's IRGC to fall probably more than America does. Why? You're a neighbor. You're right next to them. You live close to them. They can't stand you. Their entire MO is to eliminate you. So whether you agree with Israel or not, whether you like them or not, whether you support them or not, if another country spend billions of dollars to create proxies
Is the screen not
to
up?
eliminate you, and that's in their mission statement from early on, not the updated mission statement, but their
Sorry about
original
that.
mission statement,
Fuck.
you're probably going to wake up every morning wanting to find a way to change that regime. Because back in the days, again, this has been covered many
One
times.
sec. I don't know where the...
Iran and Israel got along when the Shah was around. The Middle East wasn't chaotic as it is today. So what has changed from 1970s to today? What has changed from the 70s till today is Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard has had control since 1979. And all the chaos in the Middle East pretty much started after
chaos?
1979. Now, can we say that we were involved in some dumb wars? 100%. Did we spend trillions of dollars on some dumb wars that we didn't need to? Yes. Did the military-industrial complex use some of the money to create war because, you know, they're going to be able to make money on the back end? Yes. Have we all followed that story? Yes. I'm not convinced the president wants to have a 10-year war with Iran. I'm convinced he wants to go in and get it done. Now, again, the verdict's still out. It's not over yet. But I don't think this is a man that wants to have a long war with Iran.
Fuck. Apologies.
With Base
It's been a
44,
while. It's been
a
a while,
simple
guys.
sentence.
Shut up.
Of making sure IRGC is no longer around is who? Israel, not
Israel.
us. Why? Closer, Middle East,
Closer, Middle East,
a
buzzword.
shit show. It's been horrible. You know, it'd be great for the Iranian people to be free. My position hasn't changed, by the way. I interviewed the founder of Islamic Revolutionary Guard. I had him right here.
Oh my God.
Highest priority of making sure IRGC, you know, it'd be great for the Iranian people to be free. My position hasn't changed, by the way. I interviewed the founder of Islamic Revolutionary Guard. I had him right here in the building next to him. When he walked in here, he was a little bit worried on why am I here? And he was the co-founder with Khomeini when they started Islamic Revolutionary Guard. Khomeini would do the recording. He would be the first voice. So imagine you're speaking Khomeini. I'm the one that would say, the next person you're about to hear is the supreme leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, right? And you would go into it. This guy is who I brought into interview. And I said, all this stuff that happened during that time, the chaos, you supported this. He says, yeah, you're the co-founder. I am. What happened? You know, all these things that said was, well, I thought it was going to be noble. I thought it was going to be this. It ended up being very bad. So we have to identify that IRGC is not a net positive to the world. Now, some people will debate this. You can't change my mind on this. I'm dead set on this here.
I'm dead set on this here, guy. So I'm gonna write down some numbers on a page, guy. And I'm dead set on this, and I'm gonna repeat that, okay, 20 billion times, right?
Iran's a
And
better
I got T, right?
country without being ran by these guys. The world is a safer place without being ran by these guys. Then you have the president who's being
When's PBD gonna sign up? When's he gonna sign up to because if this war involves PBD going back to Iran, you know, maybe it's not such a bad thing. What's bro drawing? He's drawing his nostrils, maybe. So I'm drawing a Venn diagram, guy, of my nostrils.
fed intel by who? Those who are non-interventionist, and they're saying what? Let's not intervene. J.D. Vance, maybe Tulsi, maybe some of those guys. It says a waste of work, don't do it. Maybe Charlie Kirk, put him in here,
Charlie
right?
Kirk.
Don't do this. Then he's got the other people that are saying,
He's got the
we
other
have
people.
the intel, we're ready to go do it, right? We're gonna be, it's gonna be like Venezuela. We go in, we're out. Well, one thing we know for a fact, this is not Venezuela. It's a very different situation that they had. So he then has to make the final decision of which side he goes and who he listens to. He built a team of rivals. He doesn't have a team that everybody agrees with each other. He's kind of like Lincoln. He built those guys there. So now he may go in and then say, oh my God, these guys are more powerful than I thought. They have the backing. Then he has to pivot. The word he used with me when I talked to him on the interview, and I brought up Iran, he said, we have to be fluid. You don't know what's going to happen. Things could change. Situations could change. And so I'm convinced whatever happened, Iran didn't have a main figurehead that we trusted to support. So if we know this guy doesn't exist, a lot of people thought it was going to be Reza Pahlavi. We know if this guy doesn't exist, then we know regime change and collapse cannot happen. Okay, because you need a voice, you need a face. Like Argentina was who? Javier Milei. El Salvador was who? Bukele. You know, you look at all these countries,
Argentina's doing
there's somebody
fucking,
that you can.
Argentina's doing fucking terrible, FYI. They're doing terrible. You know, the Netanyahu or Elon Musk was like touting this guy like he's gonna be some like fucking savior for Argentina. America had to buy like $60 million worth of their beef just to assist in their economy. So they took $60 million that they could spend on their own farms and put it in Argentina for what?
Get behind. If you don't have that, then it's like, if that's the case, I'm just going now and it's going to be about nuclear, oil, Strait of Hormuz. That's what we're doing. We're out.
So on February 28th, do you think Trump was imagining it to already be Reza?
No, not at all. From the beginning, he says, I like him. He's a nice guy. But I don't know if he'd be the guy. So from the beginning, he was not very complimentary of Reza Pahlavi.
Tell Monday what you need. We're creating an agent and naming him Tony. Now let's give him context. I'm giving Tony access to the relevant boards, let's say brand asset library, production board, and social initiatives. Now he has permissions for what we want him to know, but we still manage his access. So we have full control, and of course, every decision has a human in the loop. Now we let Tony get to work. Let's ask him for social content.
So if Tony's getting to work, guy, that's less work that the other Tony doesn't have to do, right?
Already learned our brand guidelines,
draw you
our
a diagram,
content calendar, and now he's suggesting social content for every channel according to our brand's tone of voice. Awaiting my approval, of course. No code, no consultants, just execution. That's it. 60 seconds work, and my team has an always-on partner for everything we do.
"30 days before the U.S. and Israel bombed Tehran, the Times of Israel ran a piece. It said, why Patrick Bet-David is the leader Iran needs. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
It said, not the Shah's son, but you are actually the man who fits in this moment. I'm sure this is mostly just noise, but have those ideas been entertained by any serious players in your life?
Entertained meaning brought up to me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. We had extensive conversation about this last, I've never talked about this. We had extensive conversation about this last July when we were in the Hamptons. I got calls saying, do you have any interest? And then we had some.
Okay, there's so much to unpack here. Like, you know, first of all, like, who the fuck would want this guy as their president? Can you imagine him being the president of your country? Who would want this guy as their fucking president? Imagine him giving a speech as president. So, hello, Iran. I want to start off by saying I love this country, guy, and I'm a numbers guy, right? So new rule, guy. You all have to work at Bally's for a year, right? So you could really get the experience, the Patrick Bet-David experience, guy, and that will open a market.
Argentina was who? Javier Milei.
Or the U.S.?
Just going now, and it's going to be about nuclear, oil, Strait of Hormuz. That's what we're doing. We're out.
So on February 28th, do you think Trump was imagining it to already be Reza?
No, not at all. From the beginning, he says, I like him. He's a nice guy. But I don't know if he'd be the guy. So from the beginning, he was not very complimentary of Reza Pahlavi.
30 days before the U.S. and Israel bombed Tehran, the Times of Israel ran a piece. It said, why Patrick Bet David is the leader Iran needs. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
It said, not the Shah's son, but you are actually the man who fits in this moment. I'm sure this is mostly just noise, but have those ideas been entertained by any serious players in your life?
Entertain meaning brought up to me? Oh, absolutely. We had extensive conversation about this last. I've never talked about this. We had a just going now, and it's going to be about nuclear, oil, Strait of Hormuz. That's what we're doing. We're out.
So on February 28th, do you think Trump was
At all. From the beginning, he says, I like him. He's a nice guy. But I don't know if he'd be the guy. So from the beginning, he was not very complimentary of Reza Pahlavi.
30 days before the U.S. and Israel bombed
Is it lagging?
Iran, the Times of Israel ran a piece. It said, why Patrick Bet David is the leader Iran needs. Did you see this?
Mm-hmm.
It said, not the Shah's son, but you are actually the man who fits in this moment. I'm sure this is mostly just noise, but have those ideas been entertained by any serious players in your life?
Entertain meaning brought up to me? Oh, absolutely. We had extensive conversation about this last. I've never talked about this. We had extensive conversation about this last July when we were in the Hamptons. I got calls saying, "Do you have any interest?" And then we had some major money guys that came to me and said, "Do you have any interest of wanting to do this in the States?" Here. So we talked about it probably for 2 or 3 months. And then at the end of the day, I said, it's just not a job I want to do right now. But this happened probably from July of last year till October. And we decided to be doing this.
What's the primary reason you want to be the new leader of Iran?
I'm America first. This is the greatest control for me. I mean, listen, what I do, change the economy, be a glue for states. You're 92 million could start doing business, creating jobs, economy.
I think create economy, be a glue, right? And there's something about the glue, right? Be economy, guy.
Yes, I have confidence from the business mind and that I think I could do that. Do I have an interest? No. Can I play a role and help out? Sure. That guy to be the leader doing that. I got 4 kids, 14, 12, 10, 4 years old. I wouldn't do this right now. No. I would need to live there. This is like a Zoom president. You know, if you get that job, has to be your moving there. And we had the conversation. That's not something. We had that job. What do you be able to do? I was there for years. So it's not like I never lived there. I literally lived there, and we went to Germany. And
He said that. That repeats himself so much. You know, like how many times do you fucking say it? It's the third time in this podcast. It's only been like 11 minutes. It's the third time he's fucking mentioned it.
A sense of selling the future, okay? So,
Okay. Count the case.
on one day. The idea is that's going to make it better for them. You have to thick skin because everyone's going to attack you. They're going to use phrases, this guy's the this, he's a this. You have to be ready. It's not like it. Any of those things doesn't bother me.
Things don't bother me, right?
But I have young kids. And
I have kids, okay? 29, 11, 3. Billy's playing basketball, okay?
would be away from them at a phase that they need me the most. And my dad is definitely not for it. My dad is like, he's 100% out. But I'm the leader of the household. At the end of the day, this is my decision that I'm making. I'm not making it because I listen to everybody what they have to say.
Even his dad knows he's a fucking dumbass.
This is not like something we took lightly. But no, it's for us to do.
So, Dad, I'm thinking about being a leader of Iran, right? And then his dad, I don't know, his dad, what does his dad sound like? Maybe his dad has a fucking Persian accent. Patrick, you a fucking idiot.
During the Iraq war, and you saw the U.S. bomb this Iran. Were you cheering American, or did you think about the boy that escaped that country?
Till today, I have vivid memories of what happened when they run and where was going on. I remember the whistling sounds. I remember all of it. Every single one of it. I remember every single time war happened, we escaped from Tehran. My dad took to a city called Kash, which, by the way, Kash, one of the bricks got hit recently. Then we went from Kash to Pahlavi. And a different name for it today. Back in his Bandar Pahlavi was Shah's name. They want to let you call it Bandar Pahlavi. I think it's called Anzali or something else, but it's a different name. So Bandar Pahlavi is north. It's right by this Caspian Sea. We went, they started in Rasht. Rasht is like 20 minutes outside of Bandar Pahlavi. And then eventually, we came back, and my mother told my dad, we can't do this, we got to leave.
As more time goes on, I really am starting to realize this guy's a plant. He's a fucking plant, dude. He's a plant. He's a plant. He's a fucking plant. It all just makes so much sense. His positions, everything. He's a plant. He has to be. He has to be. In some way, shape, or form.
Any of it whatsoever. This is because there is a young kid who didn't do anything wrong.
That's my opinion, allegedly.
That
Right.
young kid could
I gotta
be
use that. I gotta use that fucking legally sound language now.
a Muslim kid, a Christian kid, a Jewish kid, it could be any kid. He didn't want
It could be a Muslim kid, Christian kid, Democrat, Republican, left, right, black, white, right guy.
just wants to play. He just wants to enjoy himself. He wants to be free. He doesn't want to be. He don't wants to go
He doesn't
play
want
video
to-
games, be with his dad, be with his mom, be with his siblings, be in his classroom hanging out. That's a part of war that is nasty. No, ideally, if we can figure out a way to get this thing done peacefully, that's the ideal way to do it. But then the other side is, as a leader, you have to also realize war is very nasty, very ugly. You try to avoid it, and you try not to fight. But every once in a while, just like as an individual, you have to defend for your family. Every once in a while, you have to defend what you think is right. And thousands of kids and Iranians being slaughtered, innocent, in the streets, protesting, whether the number is 3,000 or 30,000 or 100,000. If a regime is willing to kill its own people, and we have the ability to do something about it, we ought to. Especially in a situation like this in Iran, where it's not.
You know, it's just the hypocrisy, man. Like when the Shah was in power, they did the same thing. It's not a good argument. All right. All right. Is it just on the recording, or is it me talking too that's lagging? The bitrate right now is like 6,300, 6,350. It's probably a lot, huh? All right.
It's a devastating situation, but no, nobody's celebrating when they're getting bombed on.
Your mother, when the initial regime change happened in the late 70s, she celebrated when Khomeini came to power.
She did, yeah.
Did she later
Let me
change
look at
her
her
opinion on
post.
She did, of course.
I was going to ask if that was a conflict between your mom and your dad over a long period of time, but I guess you changed that opinion.
They have a conflict. Those things, yes, since 1980, they live half a mile away from each other. Everybody lives next to each other right now. My mom, my dad, my sister. I brought everybody down here. But no, my mother grew up in a family that they were communists. So their Bible was the Karl Marx Communist Manifesto. They like Lenin, Stalin. They like those guys. They like Trotsky. They like anything to do with communism. My dad's side, they were imperialists. They liked the Shah. They liked Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi. They liked the father, who was really, you know, some would say he flirted with being a dictator. His father was a very, very strong man. The son, Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, was a little bit more gentle, a little bit more even keel. Not the dad. The dad was tough, feared.
How is it now?
So that was the conflict between the two. So my mother, the messaging was, look at communists. Because Khomeini said, if you give me the power, I'm going to give you free rights. I'm going to give you free this. I'm going to give you free that. And that message resonates a lot. And then they came in and none of that happened. Imagine, what do we do? And then eventually after that, we were 12 years old and staying in Iran to be in the military. So we got out of my dad and it was 30
What you secured, and were elected to be 24 hours, like as president of Iran.
Well, in 24 hours, there's only so much you could do. It's got to be a 3-6 type of thing you got to do. Number one is showing the world, showing diplomacy, talking to leaders, talking to others, so they kind of what the ideas are, presenting the ideas to the people, ideas to the world, and letting them know we need to open up. The sanctions need to be removed, so we're doing business again. I think Iran, that GDP is right now, it's less than $1 trillion. Give or take, you pull up Iran's GDP, probably $500 million more because of what happened to the economy. I think 1 million people are directly unemployed. Another million are indirectly unemployed. They're losing $500 million a day of revenue just from the car guy, and that's coming. So that would be they're losing. So imagine how much that is times 12, 180, $50 billion a month, $200 billion of revenue to $100 billion of revenue you're losing.
I took a fucking this thing. I don't know why.
Kids. And that was great. I don't speak English. And automatically formula like, look at this case of algebra. Like, we did this years ago in 5th grade. Iranians are very, very patient with our standards and patient. Like, if you meet many Iranians that actually went to school, they're very smart. They're very educated. They're not, and it's tougher standards. You're almost afraid of not scoring good in Iran because what the teachers could do to you. They could hit you. They could do a lot of it's a very different standard they had back in the days. So What could you do with the resources that you have in Iran? With the people? If we opened up the markets, imagine they got sanctions of how many countries can do.
I don't understand why that's happening. I don't know. I'm about to just fucking end it.
Business with them, and you slowly open it up, take that $500 billion to like this over 20 years, everybody was looking at Iran saying, man, what the hell happened with Iran? I thought you guys needed British petroleum to take care of your oil. I thought you guys needed all these, help from UK to come.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. How is it?
in and, help you build stuff. We didn't think you guys were smart enough. Like, no, no, no. The Shah's like, no, we're taking control. And then we signed that contract in 1954, the 25-year oil consortium contract that was signed with all these different countries. And it was expiring in 1979. And the Shah started talking very confidently when he's talking to BBC or, Michael Wallace or all these guys. Like, wait a minute, they're getting too confident. And then one of the interviews, he said he thinks he's going to be as strong as UK within the next 5 to 10 years. And he had a smirk on his face. And they're like, yeah, we don't want you to have that kind of power yet. And then the revolution happened. Let me give you an idea. So I grow my businesses. And I used to get hate internally from the insurance industry. When I was small, I didn't get a lot of hate. Guys that were bigger than me would say things like, oh, you're doing great, or you're doing this, right? And I'm sure when you had 100,000 subscribers, everybody's like, oh, look at him. He's a nice guy. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how big he's going to get. How many do you have right now? 2, 3, 4 million?
Yes,
you blew up. You've blown up a lot. So what do some people say about you when they criticize you? Oh, they may say he got lucky. He's probably buying views. He's probably paying the guests. You've never offered money to me when you're doing the interviews. I just say, yes, you come then. I think this is our second one that we've done. And you booked a lot of different people. You've done very good interviews. Okay. But no matter what, you think you're getting hate right now? Go to 10 million, see what happens. Then have some wealth, see what happens. So this morning I had a meeting with a lawyer, one of the most powerful lawyers in America. We had breakfast together 7 o'clock this morning. And we're sitting there and we're going through all the stuff that we're doing. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this. He says, if you think you guys are being targeted right now, wait till 3 to 5 years. Then wait for 10 years. You need to be ready for it. It's going to get very nasty right when you get targeted. Well, under the Shah, Iran went from, yeah, we'll buy oil from you at a discount. Great. Yeah, we'll do this. And then all of a sudden, slowly, he's buying military. Weapons are getting stronger. Iran's getting stronger. Economy's getting stronger. Women can now vote. Marriage age went from 9 to 12 to 15. And women can now go to school and get a degree. We didn't have this in Iran before. What is this guy doing over there? And then next thing you know, when Churchill and different presidents, Roosevelt, want to have a meeting, they're meeting in Iran. Why are you guys meeting in Iran? What we kind of trust going to meeting? Can you imagine today if the president's meeting with a few other guys, they said, let's go meet in Iran. That won't happen today. That used to happen in the 70s, used to happen in the 60s, used to happen in the 50s. So if that were to be opened up, I think Iran would have the potential to get bigger than any of the other Gulf states within, I would say 3 to 5 years, definitely 10 years. Bigger than any of the Gulf states. It would open up, we would put big concerts, shows, the mountains. I don't know if you've ever gone and seen the mountains in Iran, the types of mountains they have. If you type in Iran mountains skiing, you won't think that's Iran. You're going to say that's the Alps. You're going to say that's, Whistler. You're going to say that's, Aspen. No, it's Iran. Iran's got it all. Iran's situated in a very beautiful place, but we would make some incredible partnerships with Iran. It would open up free market in ways we've never seen it before.
What if you could create winning ads 10 times faster? From finding inspiration to the final performance report, all in one system. The best brands and agencies in the world.
I want to ask you about that actually. On Iran, do you have family still there?
I have one first cousin, and he lives in Iran.
Did he go to school under the new regime change?
He did, yes. He was born, when I left, he was 6 months old. So I left when I was 10 and a half. So he's going to be today, 37 years old, 38 years old.
Yeah, I was researching school textbooks, just kind of comparing how different countries present information. And I saw something along the lines of, like, in Iranian schools, they write that.
All right, I'm just going to end it then. I don't know.
America is like big.
I'm just going to end it. Thank you all for joining. Come see your boy. Subscribe to your boy. We just have some technical issues, but we will survive. Thank you all for joining. So subscribe to the ting. Peace out.